Hey everybody, I'm out here with my miso soup with spring onions and some seaweed to begin my spring celebration, my spring cleaning. It's the first really warm, beautiful day that we've had, and the birds are singing. It's quite glorious here. Thank you. So, interesting past few days. Yesterday, had a meditation practice with a group that I've been meeting with for a few years now. And I wanted to share with you some little secrets that, just like the daffodil shoots that are starting to come up through the ground, little secrets that are emerging to my mind that I'm excited about, and I think you will be too. So thank you for joining me, tuning in. So this group that I meet with monthly is one that practices contemplative group dynamics. What is that? That's just, we come together with a mutual intention of spending a couple of hours in mindfulness meditation practice with each other. And our intention was further clarified by our teacher, Lawrence Ladden, yesterday, and that is that, you know how when you're in a conversation with someone and they might be using hand gestures, or they have an expression on their face, or their body position changes, and of course you're hearing their words, what they're saying. And you take all that information, and through your senses, through your eyes, through your ears, mostly when you're having a conversation, but also our sensory orifice of our olfactory senses also working. We're picking up aromas. That tells us maybe to our primitive brain what might be happening for the other person or for us. And maybe even the feeling in the mouth shifts, or the feeling on the skin. Like sometimes we can get goosebumps when we hear somebody talking about something. So that information that we're receiving comes through all those filters, and then we come up with a perception about what they're saying, or how they're feeling, or what their experience is. But of course, that perception is based on our filters, how we construed, interpreted, translated that information into something we could understand. But it ain't necessarily the true experience for the other person. So in our group practice, we come together with the intention of, just as with the breath comes in, there's a pause, and then we exhale. Just as information comes in, we take a pause and just see that information at face value, without interpretations, without just automatically, reactively putting them through our filters and then assuming we know what's going on. It's a very sacred 2 hours in my month. I really look forward to meeting with this group, and it's one reason why I've been incorporating contemplative group dynamic process into our yoga class on Tuesday mornings. And clearly for the quality and the resonance that's happening in our group is pretty powerful now. If you haven't come to that, join us sometime. So as we were practicing yesterday, that was really sinking into me. And then this morning I was reading from the Zhuang Zi, Wandering on the Way by Zhuang Zi. And this is chapter 2. Chapter 2 is on the equality of things. So it's helpful when you're listening to a reading just to settle in. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your hips being supported by whatever you're sitting on. Just tune into your connection to the firm, stable earth. And I invite you also to notice that you're breathing. And here we are together. So this is mid-conversation that we're jumping in here between Sir Wanderer and Sir Motley. The great clod, said Sir Motley, emits a vital breath called the wind. If it doesn't blow, nothing happens. Once it starts to blow, however, myriad hollows begin to howl. Have you not heard its moaning? The clefts and crevices of the towering mountains. Oh, and here comes Federal Express. The hollows and cavities of huge trees, 100 spans around. They are like nostrils, like mouths, like ears, like sockets, like cups, like mortars, or like the depressions that form puddles and pools. The wind blowing over them makes the sound of rushing water, whizzing arrows, shouting, breathing, calling, crying, laughing, gnashing. The wind in front sings aye, and the wind that follows sings. A light breeze evokes a small response. A powerful gale brings forth a mighty chorus. When the blasts die down, then all the hollows are silent. Have you not seen the leaves that quiver with tingling reverberations? That was a lot. And FedEx came in the middle of it, because that's what life is like. You're trying to meditate, and here comes FedEx. So that passage just reminds me, just like the wind, the information is like the wind. It comes through, but depending on our hollows, how we're perceiving it, the shape of how we're receiving it, it's going to sound different to each of us. So that's our little Dharma talk today. My kitties weren't here. Usually they come for their Dharma talk, but they weren't with us. So I hope that was meaningful to you. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time.